Hey guys, so for our lesson today, our objective is we're going to be ordering some numbers within 100. And when we put things in order, okay, sometimes we put them in order from the least or the smallest up to the greatest, all right? So we did it before with two-digit numbers and one-digit numbers, all right? All right, so you have to really pay attention. If I ask you to put them in order from the least to the greatest, you guys need to make sure that you start with the smallest number, the least number. Okay, eight's the smallest number because it's only ones. And then I have 1, 10, 6 ones. This has 2 tens, and this one has 4 tens. So that's the order from the least to the greatest. Sometimes, though, it might ask you instead to put it in order from the greatest to the least. It's really important that you pay attention to what it's asking you to do. So in that case, same thing. You look at the 10, since it's two digits. This is only a one-digit number. So I look to see which number is the greatest or the largest. 4 tens has the most tens, then 2 tens, then 1 10, and then no tens. All right, so what's most important with this lesson is paying attention to whether you're going from the least to the greatest or the greatest to the least. That's the thing that I see most kids mess up on with this lesson, okay? So let's take a look at it. Once again, our objective that we have to be able to meet by the end of this lesson is being able to order numbers within 1,000. And in order to do that, you have to compare them first and then put them in order. So it says this month, Jada read 178 pages. Aaron read 126 pages. Molly read 172 pages. What is the order of the numbers from least to greatest? I always pay really close attention and kind of underline it. So these are all three-digit numbers. So our first thing we have to do is compare the hundreds because they all are three digits. And in these, they all have 100, so that's not going to help us. So much like in comparing numbers, we then move on to comparing the tens. 7 tens, 2 tens, 7 tens. Okay? 126 has the fewest tens, so I know that's going to be my first number. That's going to be the least number. But 178 and 172 both have 7 tens. So then we have to compare the ones on those. I've used the 126, so I can cross it off. But to see which of these comes next, I look at the ones place. 8 or 2. Which one is less? And that's the 2. So I list 172 and then 178. Remember, you can also write the numbers in order from the greatest to the least. Okay, you would put the greatest number first, then the next greatest, and finally the least or the smallest number. Okay, so like I said, that's the most important thing to pay attention to is what it wants you ordering the numbers. This says least to greatest, so smallest to largest. Okay, so for number one, they already started it for you. These are all three-digit numbers, so I know I'm going to look at the hundreds place. They went ahead and wrote 126 because it has 1 in the hundreds place. So I'm going to cross it off because I've used that one. Let's look at the next one. We need to look and see which one is the smallest, 300s, 700s, or 200s. And I know that 2 is smaller than 3 and 7. So I'm going to cross it out and write 259. Then I look which is the next smaller, which is smaller of the two, 300s or 700s. 3 is smaller, so it's the next least number. And then finally 704. Okay, so you're going to do the same thing with numbers 2, 3, and 4, putting them in order from the least to the greatest. Okay. On this page, you're going to use the numbers in the box for numbers 5 and 6, which is the greatest number. 6, did you use the hundreds, tens, or ones to decide which number was the greatest? So think about what you had to look at to see which one was the greatest. You're going to either write the word hundreds, tens, or ones down with that one. Write a number to complete the list of numbers. So on this, you get to make up your own 3-digit number that would be between 200 and 500. Here, you get to make up your own 3-digit number that's between 458 and 472. Okay, so you know it has to start with 400. Check out the tens, 5 tens, 7 tens. So it has to be between that. All right. For number 9, you're using the table to answer the question. And then number 10, Connor says these numbers are in order from the least to the greatest. Is he correct? So you need to say yes or no, and then you need to explain what he did correctly or what he did incorrectly. All right. On this page, you're putting these numbers in order from the least to the greatest. And then here, you're putting them in order from the greatest to the least. That means you're starting with the biggest number and going down. Okay? On the back, pay attention, guys. Order from least to greatest. Order from greatest to least. Okay? George's house number is 814 or 814. Alex's house number is 418. Kai's house number is 148. And Josh's house number is 841. What is the order of their house numbers from greatest to least? And then on number 6, a teacher asks his class to complete the list of numbers from least to greatest. Ruby says the missing number must have 2 hundreds. Jasmine says the missing number can have 200s or 300s. Who is correct? Is Jasmine correct or is Ruby correct? And you need to explain how you figured it out. All right, guys, if you have any questions, I will be on Zoom at 10 a.m. And then tomorrow is our Fun Friday at 7 p.m. All right, talk to you later.